Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Yeah, the camera's broken again. I don't know why it does this. Well, so fix it. Video capture device properties. Deactivate it and then activate it. I really want to get this new Razer webcam. And then it'd be a light, color corrected. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, we don't need it. Alright, well. We had a move up yesterday. Hold on, I need a Kleenex here. My eyes are watering. I don't know if I got allergies or what. Alright. We had a big move up yesterday, and we kind of missed it, although we were there. And now it's come back. And the stock market has been just kind of getting tossed around here. They sold off yesterday quite hard towards the end of the session because Donald Trump said that he was going to have another announcement on tariffs. And then I don't think he ever said what it was, or if it was something, it wasn't like a huge deal. Trump will slap 10% tariffs on $200 billion in Chinese goods, and they will go to 25% at year end. So yeah, they're not happy about that. It's a Tuesday. Tuesday is good. We have the housing market index at the end of the session, so it's kind of more of a no news Tuesday. Kind of need to be on the lookout for crazy out of nowhere moves. I can't sell 30 though. That definitely does not fit in with our risk management conditions. Well, you know what? I need to manage my bookmarks here. There we go. Good morning, Lucas. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing... Oh, here it is right here. Where's the live stream? YouTube has changed things a little bit today. I need to just create a bot that posts it automatically for me. That would be nice. Okay, so we're at the lows. So the question is, are stocks going to move back up? It's kind of a hard call. I'm not going to do something here at 30 though. What do we get? Because you got this pivot here at 025. It's been touched a bunch of times. May actually be a buy location. I guess from a risk perspective, I could buy it there. But I don't know if this is high prob, you know. Alright, well, I have a little bit of food. So let's take care of that.
Yeah, they caught a little bit of a bid here. In the Z9 Eurodollars, they lifted 87.5. That kind of stopped everything. Button is back above that 159. China says complaint is on planned US. Oh, okay, yeah. It's on planned US tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. They definitely don't care.
Yeah.
1 minute.
We getting some. Yeah, but think about it. Like every other time, it was like immediately tariffs, tariffs. This time, it's like, well, we don't like it. I think they're out of ammo. Hmm.
0.9% above expectations of 0.6. We are seeing some revisions on the prior month of 1.1%. The prior has been revised up to 1.3%.
Okay, they took it. But there's some icebergs right afterwards.
Just in US tech news, we are hearing from the finance minister and full recovery of alleged state aid from Apple has been completed. Just some more on that. Irish finance minister saying Apple deposited 13.1 billion euros plus interest of escrow fund.
You know, this is a kind of an interesting spot. I don't like seeing absorption on a new low, but it is staying offered. So the 025 is staying offered. So I think that's we're still bearish. I think I would still prefer to be going short here, but you know, if I had stopped into this, or you'd be short and saying, "Hey, where's my tick?" So I'm a little worried about this still. This has some potential to come back and anyways, this got some potential to come back on us. There's also some big orders above us in the 5-year that showed up earlier and has not disappeared. If this if the buyers went out here and we get, you know, 03, Bitcoin is buying a little bit this morning, it looks like.
Fixed income. We are hearing that 31,000 chats blocked. 15 minutes.
Okay. So it looked like they were going to lift it and they didn't, and now it's gone to offer. And so is the 5-year dumped on it. Big order is still up there. And now they're absorbing at 0.15.
Hearing from Apple CEO Cook saying he is optimistic on US-China trade negotiations. That's via the ABC.
Look at that. 5-year at 19.
I think we need to look at these. So they're selling at 20. There was actually quite a bit hit into 19. This might be the spot, guys. I'm noticing that when we went down to 19 in the 5-year, that there was a 1338 lot that went through. That was about half the volume that traded there. And now we're a tick higher. So it's unfinished at 15. So let's do keep that in mind. But I what I'm kind of seeing is we've broken some pivots. I'm not going to say it's a key level, but we've broken a pivot left over from yesterday's news, basically. And there is a ton of absorption. So we've broken and they're not acting like we've just broken down. They continue to buy it. Oh. What will be disclosed is that there was no basis for these FISA warrants, that the important information was kept from the court, that there's going to be disproportionate influence of the fake dossier. Basically, you have a counterterrorism tool used to spy on a president. He's quoting somebody. The other half of the quote to see who it was, but he's quoting somebody.
Eurozone money market now fully October 29 versus roughly last week.
Okay, so there you see it again. 10K absorbed at 015. Now it's gone off. Nobody's hitting 01.
By NAFTA, Lighthizer and Freeland said to plan NAFTA talk Wednesday.
Okay, now they've hit it. And they hit it at 19. And it come back. So now it's unfinished in the 5-year because of that. That's kind of weird. That's kind of more action that maybe they definitely gonna want to touch that at least. Now 8,000 at 01. It's a good solid 4 ticks down now, I'd say. Like I said, it did not meet our risk. Did not meet our risk management parameters to go short there. So I forgot to notice that big order in the 5-year did move down. It did move down. Okay, you have a counterterrorism tool used to spy on a presidential campaign which is unprecedented in our history, Congressman Peter King. Really bad things were happening, but now they are being exposed. Big stuff, is what he says. So he is trying to hype up the release of the FISA documents.
Just FX. We are seeing strengthening data now moving 5.
Yeah, okay, so now here at 01 we're getting a 12 to 15,000 lot. Okay, so they tried to take out that 13K lot. I think it did go off for a moment, but they hit that with 5. No, 4. They hit that 4 times.
On the tweet here from Trump saying China has openly stated actively change our election by attacking our farmers, ranchers, and industrial workers because of their loyalty to China does not understand that these people are great patriots. Fully understand that. ...
So there's more to the quote, I think. Right here at 01 it would be the spot to go long. I mean, that is where the size is. I don't see it in the 5-year. It does look like it sure looks like the spot to me. I don't know. They're going for yesterday's low in ZB. I see a mounting effort to catch it on the bid side, but I'm not sure it'll be enough. And so is he seeing the same thing here in ZB? Problem is, we're unfinished in CN. We finished in ZB. Although they might screw that up here. I think I'm just gonna put this like that. I do see a potential reversal here, but I'm trying not to catch a falling knife, right? So if it bounces up, then I'll go with it. Yeah, nice absorption at 0.1 and the bid is holding.
Advantage of based on trade for many years. They also know that I'm one that knows how to stop it. A great and fast economic retaliation against our farmers, ranchers, and or industrial workers are targeted.
Okay. Well, that's a little bit different. That's like, okay, I'm sick of this. You know? Okay, well, they pushed it through. Wow. So it's not just this iceberg here, though. I mean, the thing is when you get an iceberg like this, and it gets to a certain size, they try to push through it. Almost always. So I'm not surprised to see us go offer at 0.1. But what surprises me is that we absorbed 8K at 2, 9K at 1/2, and now 24K at 0.1, and now like nobody's trading into to 0/2. And when you look in the 5-year, the delta is actually positive. Now they did stack 6K behind it, right? And they're hitting into the 0.5. And the big order is at 119, which makes sense. Okay. Now in ZB you get to yesterday's low. They're breaking yesterday's low in ZB, not in ZN yet. In ZN you got 31.5. ZF's not even close though. So where I had that order at is kind of like the high end of the range. So I don't think that that's a good spot to take it. Okay. It's kind of what I expected, was there to be another iceberg at 01, so that's why I took the one tick, and I'm just gonna kind of watch it. I want to see how this 005 reacts on the down ticks. Okay, 800 pulled off.
Just in fixed income, we are seeing on yield down almost 9 basis points, and lowest it's been late July.
Okay.
Just seeing that China issues statement on planned tariffs on US. To repeat that, China issued statement on planned tariffs on China says new tariffs on US goods effective at 12:01 local hours, September 24th. More from that, China says to levy tariff rates ranging from 5 to 10%. China says new tariffs will be on 60 billion worth of US goods. Just to note that China has previously said they will respond to the action by slapping tariffs on around 60 worth of US. More from China saying new tariffs will be levied on 5,207 US products, unchanged from initial proposal.
Yeah, that didn't really go the way that I thought it was going to, because I got long at 05.
When we do get those specific, we'll start to put those on.
So I saw it there on the order flow. So the 05 to 01 I thought was a for sure thing, but I also thought that it was probably going to try and go offer at 05 again. Like, I thought that we were going to hang around down there a lot longer, and so for us to be 3 ticks up higher so fast was definitely unexpected. And you can see, like, I was looking to get filled on the bid there, but it's not happening, right? And I'm wary, even though they're just crushing the offers here. I don't want to buy into that. Would really prefer to see some sort of a pullback.
This is a false response to US unilateralism, trade protectionism. China says China hopes US stops trade frictions.
We hope they stop it.
China says it will hopes US will maintain mutually beneficial trade relationship. China says it hopes US will maintain mutually beneficial trade relationship via dialogue of mutual respect and equality.
Listening to the PR responses, I think, is always really interesting, because here you have Donald Trump saying, you know, you're slapping tariffs on our farmers to create political pain. And then on the other side, China's just like, you know, don't put the tariffs on. It's would need to be mutually beneficial, quote unquote. Well, only about half of this has come off. So man, that trade that I took down there was a really good trade, and I really wish I had held it, man. I tried to be too clever. Now the E-mini is starting to feel it. Like, we'll just pull them up. I think if I had held it at this point, I would be taking it off now as ZF touches 21. Right? So see these being left behind in the 5-year at like 19.5? And they're actually moving around a little bit. So I think that we're going to get a pullback. Now it looks gravy. What did you guys think about that up move? It was pretty forceful, wasn't it? That was probably the best example of absorption and reversal I've ever seen. and I find it suspicious, frankly. So like this O2 interests me. The tractor is 141.06. Bias to the downside as long as price continues to trade 141.17.
More from China saying China's new plan on US goods puts LNG from US on products for 10% tariff. 5% imposed. Sorry, I thought that was a lot.
So I'm guessing if we get a pullback, it might be to this 01 again. I mean, like if they take it down to there, I definitely want to take it like that. Okay. So that was a strong take and a strong pull at 01 half. Okay. See it actually stacking up here now. Okay, so it was 6, so 1100 hold. Yeah, it has been really good action today, hasn't it? Okay, 37.30, that's not... This one traded about what it should have.
Block buy.
Shit.
On that, China to impose 10% tariffs on US goods previously listed tariff. More from China. China to impose 10% tariffs at 20 tariff rate. China to impose 5% tariffs on US goods previously listed 10% tariff rate.
I wonder if they're gonna fight against this block buy. It just doesn't look like they're gonna trade up through the O2 there. I think I should just be patient. Because I think they want me to buy into O2, and that would be bad. Yeah.
More from China saying China government does not provide full list of US products to be taxed under its revised rates in its statement. Okay.
So, an indication perhaps that the Chinese were flat-footed and didn't already have things prepared and ready to go for the next set of tariffs? I have to say that the people that bought it O1 definitely knew that that Chinese news was coming out. How do I say this without sounding crazy? We do not have any proof that the person sitting there at O1 was privy to any information. But I'm pretty sure that someone was. So you don't just buy 24K for the heck of it, right? So I'd say probably, definitely he knew. It's my guess. Okay, good uptick. Good pull at 015. Yeah, this is definitely going in my suspicious market activity post. 100%. 100%.
We are seeing Germany's 2-year bond yield as well rise to 4-month at -0.52%.
I don't like becoming a conspiracy theorist, but come on, guys. They knew. There's no way. You don't buy 24,000 contracts you don't know. He knew. Suspicious in what sense? So it's suspicious that we're moving down. There is 24,000 iceberg at 01. It goes through it, and then almost immediately after it went through it, the news about the tariffs hit the wire and push us up 8 ticks. So that trade, where I got filled at 05 or whatever the first time, you know, was, and we could see it in the order flow, and I wish I had held it, but, you know, I was too clever, but, you know, it happens. But I'm saying that guy that bought, he knew that news was coming out. He knew. I don't think knowing is and trading it is illegal, but it could be. I don't know.
I had a couple of people ask about the reaction based to what reaction to the US tariffs, and what we're seeing kind of a watered down Chinese reaction, and in some instances actually reduce the tariffs that they're charging on the US. So they're reacting to the latest round with $60 billion. Said it's 10%, really, and it's between 5 and 10% range on. Actually reduced some of the tariffs as well. Measures pretty in. So all in all,
so that I don't necessarily like.
It's probably down to that. See what the US markets do. Cash market may come in, but then it's not this massive risk. And a retaliatory reaction that you expect, really, I guess, not like for like.
Well, I have to say, I'm wondering about what Alligator was saying, that they could try and push through this for a new low, even though it looks like the pullback. It's getting awfully rangy in this area. You know, so like they took a tick there, but they only bid 1,000. The O2 is not pulling. Even though I think we did the right thing by waiting, and we did get the right spot. So we can hold through this. We might be sitting here for a while waiting. And it may ultimately disappoint. One thing that concerns me is that we did pivot there, but it's not showing a pivot in the order book. There's not stacking at 05 0.5. So this is what you meant yesterday when you said interest rates get in the way to where Treasuries really want to go. Yeah. Because it's like if they move down, then it freaks the markets out, and then they can't move down anymore because the E-mini starts going down and people start buying it. So this is not pulling away right here. I'm a little bit more stuffy today than I was yesterday. Sorry. Like, I'm sure that the last thing that you need while you're trading is some guy in your ear sniffling, making gross noises. Okay, so a little bit of a pull there now. So it could go through. It's Dirk. Who is Dirk? Okay, so 32. Okay. I'm down with that. Nobody's ticking into 025 though. What's with that? Whew. Come on. There we go. That should be careful because we're at +3. And that's +3 to 4 is where they always make it hard, right? But I think the context is such that we made a higher low and we had what appears to be a reversal and a risk off trade. Okay, so they did go bid for a second. I think that they're going to try and go for a higher high now. I think they're going to try and get above the VWAP. So we should be able to hang on to this for a while. Okay, so I do see the pressure starting to push through this area now as well. The sellers aren't just like giving it up easily, but they are kind of like slowly breaking, you know. It's like there's the pull, so 1,000, 2,000 pulled off there for a second. It could probably go back and forth here quite a bit. Okay, now we're seeing that 6 at 03. So that's kind of hard to read. I mean, that was they definitely brought it down, but I don't know if it's gonna push through us or not. Buyer's definitely not gonna leave it unanswered, but they're not putting a whole lot up at 02. Yes, touched 015, right? No orders gone through there yet. Yeah. The ES came back there quite a bit. If the ES were to shrug off these trade fears and just take off on the open, that would be crazy. I'm a little skeptical. I want to see the sellers come in first and see how they handle it. Well, I probably should have. I thought about taking it off at the +3, and I said to myself when it was 2, oh, you should take it off there. But then I said, no, I mean, they come back, but it could still be up, and I should have listened. Now this in the ES just seems a little weird to me. So they broke a new high there. I mean, it's really going there, right? Okay. They viewed that tick as significant in the meaning the sellers might start coming in here now. Like, I really think that you got to do it like that. Yeah, nope. So they got a good sweep there, but it didn't quite move the needle, did it? Though it did cause some selling in the treasuries. There we go. Come on. Well, I'm not sure about how good of a spot I picked.
They put on a really big put spread. 30-year. I mean, I'm sorry, in the 10-year. They sold, and you can't really tell because they're block trades, but the fact that they were executed with the exact same size and same exactly at the same time. It was probably a somebody put a spread trade on. Nobody else has really talked about it. Long convexity. Yep. So all right, so 15,000 likely sold October 119 and a half. Oh, 119, basically 1/16. Puts, they sold those puts. And they bought the 119 even puts. But they're both 15.3 thousand. I'm gonna make sure I'm thinking about this right. No, they bought the 119.5 and sold 119.
Okay. Now sellers are starting to make some headway.
Anyway, there's a big put spread. So it could be that we see a little bit of defense of this 119, which, you know, don't really need option data to that. It's strike.
There's definitely a lot of balanced interest in this area, in the E-mini as well. Like, I feel like that the E-mini should be really trying to push back here, and they're just not quite getting it.
Block sell.
That up real quick
Interesting
there.
Chinese news, trade news hearing via the Wall Street
bond
Journal that China is
lifted
considering
slid.
sending the Vice Commerce Minister Wang
Tick
Shuen to
down.
the US trade talks this month instead of the
One
Vice
tick.
Premier, who are he.
Yeah, I kind of find it confusing because it just seems like somebody really, really wants to sell treasuries here.
Yeah. This seems like a weird time to be selling it, you know, with the whole trade talks kind of, you know,
Yeah,
at a
exactly.
pretty steady pace. You know, it's not like they. I mean, it's not. I mean, granted, the rhetoric isn't much different, but you know, it seems weird that they'd sell it.
Yeah, did you see the market after the 6 o'clock announcement?
Yeah, it spiked up for like a second. You're talking about yesterday evening, right?
Yeah, well the Dow future was down like 100 points and it opened green.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I came in this morning and looked at it. I mean, I had it up last night, but you know, I didn't look at a chart. And yeah, it just like we spiked a little bit on the fact that there was an announcement, and then it totally got priced out. Like,
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was like on CNBC. It was like breaking news. Like after they released the tariff, and then at the end of the night, it was like unchanged pretty much. Risk on, everything risk on, even getting out of risk off, like I guess like bonds.
So just in that trade update, then there was some speculation that following Trump's imposition of the 200 billion.
Yeah, 119 is pulling.
Sending Commerce Minister Wang Shuen to the answer this as far as the Wall. That's just instead of the Vice Premier.
fund is sitting around waiting on treasuries. Be right back. No one really wants to sell it. That's funny.
Yeah, that E-mini one's not gonna work. Well, treasuries are holding a little bit there at 05. How much did I lose on the ES1? 100. Okay, so that's about right.
So just on this China story, an option is still being considered. Channel piece cited involving sending that lower level trade official vice minister. But as of Tuesday, no final decisions have been made.
Well, I mean, it's not acting like the thing is, it seems really bizarre. Somebody really wants to sell here in the treasuries, but the delta is not moving down. And in fact, there is actually a big order above us in the 5-year. I wonder if our spreader friend is popping up here. I don't see the bid in the 30-year yet, but it might be coming. There is a lot of trade both ways in this area. It kind of seems like they're just ignoring the news. Like that guy got his trade and left. See, but they're not. That goes bid 05. Sorry, 0.5. Goes bid pretty easily, many times now.
So just a heads up then, just under 10 minutes time, we'll get the release of some US data, NAHB housing market index, and we're looking for a reading of 66 against a prior print 7.
Pretty astonished that there's not more of a buyer down here. Especially with ES ticking off the highs there.
Hearing from Moody's saying the US announcement on potential tariffs on $200 billion of the and China's response on inflation.
Good deal.
More from Moody's on China trade tension. The economic fallout of such measures would be material for the global economy, noting the latest announcement on tariffs reinforced rising tensions will continue for a prolonged period.
ES has got to get below that VWAP. 75. We got the mid to contend with.
See, E-mini buyers are not necessarily giving up here either.
Probably gonna scratch these.
I'm just gonna move this to 100.
Yes, scratch. Oh my god, that's so aggravating.
See, they're just taking their time. This is just not quite time yet. You know, they do often make a move at between, 10 and 10:30, but it's going to take a little bit for them to get going, and I don't know which way it's going to go.
And just a heads
Yeah,
up,
that's
just under 3 minutes time.
gotta
so
be
we
what
get
it
the
is.
release
I
of
think
the
I was just
HB
early
housing
because
market index prints for the September, looking for 66.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems too. It's like it'd be too easy of a trade if it's like, oh, okay, we'll just buy it here. I don't know. It just seems like if it's not gonna sell this level, if it's not gonna really give up here, then this would be the place to turn around. Like this would be the place to go ahead and rotate back up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you can see the spot, but then nobody's really interested in pushing it away yet.
Right, and that's what I'm kind of impressed with, because it's like it seemed like even, and there's really just no size at all. There's not, it's, or at the very least, the size isn't one-sided. It's like they're fighting back and forth over one. And we're buy 1,400 and sell 1,100. Just real quick back and forth, instead of it just kind of being one-sided.
It's just robots right here.
Probably go now.
And I just, a lot of what I see is just robots right now.
Yeah.
Like when the delta is flat and it's going back and forth across the one price, it's just robots.
One minute.
Top of the hour. Bring something. Bottom of the hour, meaning 9 o'clock.
Ten seconds.
I'm not seeing polling, so
67 for the NAHB housing market. The index of prospective buyers 49 versus 9 in August, so unchanged there.
Again.
And the NAHB September index home sales over the next 6 months, 74 versus 72.
67 versus 66. That's no big deal. So. Okay.
Yes, take below mid. Traded 215, 2 1/4.
So definitely head and shoulders here. And as it started to break the neck, accelerating sell volume, volume coming in, that is classic head and shoulders.
Still can't get meaningful lift. Pretty impressive.
Okay, so they ticked up, but it's not a strong bid. It's just like they finally took up and they only put 1,300 on it. Come on.
Yes, back above VWAP. The 30-year got through, but nobody wants to sell in 19 evens. Wow, there we go.
Okay.
Anticlimactic.
Guess I'm wrong. I really expected that there would be a big old iceberg there at 119, but nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's more trading at, yeah, that iceberg was at 31.5 apparently.
Well, that one in the E-mini was a really great trade, and I let it turn to shit. So it was 3 in my favor, and I let it go 4 against me. Did it take me out at -4? No, it took me out at 3. I think that could go for a little bit more, actually. Now that I'm wrong, they're going to sell it way down. Okay. So you mean he's not like super exciting, but they're kind of on the edge. It looks like they might go for it this time. See, they're kind of sitting on the edge of it, but not willing to. It's not just puking quite yet. Okay. Yes, it's just a little bit too comfortable here.
In energy news, hearing from Iran's oil minister saying he will not attend the Algeria OPEC meeting.
Sure. I made $6, boys. I'm so pissed. I mean, I made good calls, didn't I? I did not manage the trades well. Should have held on to that, I guess. It's almost down to my target.
It's just in US fixed income, then we are for the year, seeing the 10-year yield touching a 4-month high. That's as we also 30-year do the same.
So once again, it's one of those everything is down. Really quite annoying. And I don't see really anything in it. What was the levels that John was seeing? 06. 140.05. So hard to say in between there. But the 30-year is absorbing some massive amounts. Oh, you are not my friend anymore. Oh my. Well, I'm too mad to trade. I'm gonna go find him. Where is he? Where is he? He was there.
A very old swing and a half.
Yeah. So kind of interesting. I wish. Well, So I kind of wish that I had seen this earlier, but it really looks like the 5-year was really in control there, because when we came down to the lows, they moved up a little bit, and there was that big size there at 19.5. Then we moved lower, and we've moved right down to where the big order was below us at 17.5. So the 5-year traders were telling us the whole time exactly what it was going to do. And I got out of that trade in the E-mini. It was good, even though there was a little bit more in it. You could potentially sell it here, but I don't know if that's a good idea. It's funny that I thought at 0.25, well, you know what? I kind of want to see it go above the VWAP, but it's going to pull back. So I got the pullback, and I got 3 ticks out of it, and I didn't take anything. Now, you know, seeing this selling down here, I think is just a little funny, you know? Like, we definitely misread it there, didn't we? Not that it was, like, a huge deal, but...
$10K into 29.5 now.
See, when we had this move up, he got out. Somebody went short. And they pushed it. And now we're unwinding. I think that there's going to have to be a bit more. But it sucks because if we with this one I was just wrong, you know. Maybe it didn't quite pick the right spot, but it was, would have been 100 minus 100 anyways. And this one, though, should have been +3, and this one should have been +8. So we should have had a really good day if we had managed these trades better. Let's make sure that we write these ones down, right?
Legal action against Ireland related to tax case. The company paid back taxes. So we're hearing from the European Commission saying it will propose dropping to Ireland tax case after the company paid back taxes.
Make sure to get that crocodile one marked. Some of these I don't. Okay.
Following a price target on FedEx Corp, 310. And in fixed income, the based 10-year gilt 7%. That's up today. Brexit news hearing from UK saying Labour recognise Becker's proposal forward. In commodities, to be around about perhaps as well. We're expecting the results for trade auction. Hearing from UK PMA spokesman saying that Parliament's and trade away recognised Checker's Brexit proposals were a step May and Weber agreed how the UK Parliament and EU Parliament should vote on a plan for the relationship. Interesting. Camel.
Okay. Well,
Shares of MasterCard and thus companies 6.2 settlement.
Yeah, so I'll just pull this up here for a second again. So this trade right here, we bought it at 005, which was back here, and it went all the way up to 035. So that was worth 6 ticks. I think I said that I would have pulled it off before that because we came up to a big order in the 5-year. But so that one was worth more. And then I got the pullback and that was worth 3, and I just can't for the life of me. You know, like I saw it turn there. If we zoom in here. So so there's the first move, and then here's where it came back to 01, and I bought it. So I saw this, and I went, you know, whatever. And then I saw this. I should have taken it off. And then, you know, it started, I held it all the way through all of this and waited until here. So I was in it for 45 minutes. I don't, I don't know what I was thinking. I think that part of it was just that, you know, I had my level set and I thought it was going to hold, and, you know, we just do the thing. But no, you know, you can't let that happen. If you've got +3, you can't let a +3 turn into a -3. That's going to be a problem. So, some really, and this one was just wrong, and this one was right. But I think I got the positioning correctly on these two, and it's just the E-mini moves enough. But the trade management here needs to improve, definitely. We've done better at that in the past. So when I see that pivot, we gotta be thinking, okay, maybe we should take this off. Especially that it pivoted below the previous high. I don't understand why they're so insistent on pushing rates up right now, but that's just the market right now. It's a much better short. You know, look at the longer term chart, man. They just want to sell this motherfucker. They're gonna keep going. I don't think it's that low of yours yet, though, right? So we still got space. This 30 is pretty.
ET price index falling 1.3% with an average selling price of 2,930.
Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't it be interesting to see what it does tomorrow? I think we might have a little bit more rangy of a day tomorrow, because I don't think we have any news, right? I know we got building permits and housing starts, but those aren't like significant, like super significant. So I think we'll have a little bit of movement, but I'm betting that it's not going to be anything too dramatic. And Bitcoin is just so very interesting to me right now, but it is just not doing anything. This move right here in Bitcoin, it coming off like that could just be profit taking. But I kind of wonder, you know, because we had this before. I think where was it? It was further back, I think. Like this sort of a thing. That, right? That one didn't end up meaning a whole lot though, because so that move might not even matter. Yep. I'm just kind of blabbing. So I'm ending a little early today off of all that. let's see what you guys. Oh, I missed quite a bit over here. I get scared out by the inside bid and offers fluctuating. The book is flip-flopping too, and I don't like that lack of consistency. I put my indicator of send trade, I buy trade. The market immediately started going against it. That sets my bias when we're talking about the potential reversal. Okay, so that's interesting. Then you made 2 trades selling that was bad.
Just in energy news hearing via an OPEC source, Iran's oil minister not to be attending the Monday. Iran's OPEC governor will.
I went a couple of years losing my ass in currency futures, simmed the 30 years for a few months, then went live. I have losing trades, don't get me wrong, but since I started Treasuries, my equity curve has been on a steady upward trajectory. Good deal. I mean, I think you have a point, like, it's just, where is it? Where is the pen? The pen, sometimes it disappears on its own. Right here would be a good spot. When you get this is a ranging market, right? Here's the problem. You know, I should make the a little bit smaller. Okay, here's the problem. That's not what a ranging market looks like. Ranging market looks like this. Oh, nope, I'm not going to make a new, I'm going to make a new, I'm not going to do it this time. You know, it's like, if you try and do it based off of new high, new low, for instance, here, they are inconsistent about it, right? So, in a ranging market, what's actually your probabilities up in there? Unless you're just taking like 1 or 2 ticks, you know, maybe you have something that's 55% in a ranging market, right? In a trending market, you get this and maybe you get that. Or, you know, like what we had today, it went down, it came back up big time, it did this, and then it failed to make a new high, and then it really went down, right? And in this kind of a market, when you get in trending action, yeah, and you look at what I did, we'll pull that back up again, you know. So I did this one, I did that, and I did that. Okay, so this one I eventually let go against me. That was a bad trade, but really, if I had traded my strategy correctly and I hadn't been trying to be so clever and everything, that would have been 2 winners, you know. And I've found that when you get in this kind of an area, you get like a 60% win rate, you know, and you're getting much better winners and losers, right? Now, when you're taking a tick, you've got to be hitting 80. You know what I mean? That's when you factor in commissions, you've got to be taking like 80% of the time if you're taking like one tick, even when like your risk to reward is equal, 1 tick or 2 ticks, you got to be hitting 80%. I'm not saying that you can't train ranging markets, just that I suck at it, laugh my ass. Yeah. Well, so my point here is this: like, you get a ranging market. Some people are good at trading that, for sure. But the thing that I keep hearing from people is Treasuries are a really range-bound market. It's better for you to try and trade the range, Now look at this daily chart. I mean, come on. Look at that. Just sell it. Oh, you took 9 ticks today. Good job. And did you take the similar spots? Did you buy? No, you sold, didn't you? I think you said you sold, right? Anyways, I'm just saying treasuries have a tendency to trend. And when they trend, the trade is really, really good. And when they range, like this area right here, and you can really see it this year, okay? This whole, actually, I'm gonna take this. Really, this whole time period right in here was kind of crappy, but especially this right here, okay? This and this was just awful.
The same sentiment over the one about Iran's almost a non-attempt next OPEC take place.
You dumped into the momentum. Okay, good job. I'm really surprised. You know, when it broke here, you know, and that's where we was wrong at, like, oh, you know, for it to have continued down to 28.5 is just insane to me. I mean, that's a good 8 ticks further that I missed out on because I was wrong and didn't want to be selling into it. So, oh well. I mean, and it was harder for me because from a risk reward perspective, you would have had to have sold 01. But there it is. It was there. You could have seen it. It was still a trade that was there. Just one that you're less likely to catch. Anyways, so my argument is that if you're trading ZN, and especially if you're trading ZN as a new trader, you're probably better to go for the trends. And when there aren't trends, you just, I mean, you can trade it range bound, but you just kind of have to keep your powder dry and wait for the volatility to come back.
Tax stuff going through China and the US, and just what the bank desks are looking at the moment. They say the option China selling US Treasuries is likely at this stage. However, China might fail to appear the US bond to remind the US balance of payment is low. We don't have any significant really significant paper last week with the 3 10s and 30s. Something to watch out for the next couple of weeks then with the just to see what we get in demand.
Yeah, good point. Let's talk about that in a second. Anyways, so yeah, if you're like more the range bound trader, I think that you should trade the E-mini. Because you saw those ones. I mean, I had a choice on what I thought it was doing, and I definitely took a head and shoulders trade there in ES. But I mean, come on, why is where my DOM is and where my chart is are not the same thing? Oh wait, no, it's right. Okay. I took it at 2907, so I took it like somewhere up here, and I only took like, 150. It was a range bound trade, and because the E-mini does this, you can take these ranges, and then yeah, you're gonna be wrong, and there's those stops, and you've got to worry about that. But that's just how that trade works. So now on China not showing up to bond auctions. You know, the demand at the most recent auctions has been high. But us moving down kind of makes me wonder. Maybe people are concerned about that. Anyways, it was nice talking to you guys. It looks like you did good, so that's really great. I'm really happy for you, Uzi. You gotta think, imagine that you're short, right? Well, resting bids are potential support. Your order may be small, but it still, in theory, contributes to potential support. Same thing if you're long. Yes. That's why, and that's why in the 10-year, I think anytime that you've got +3 or +4, you have to think about taking it off. Like, if you get +3, like I did in that situation, man. I mean, I saw it, I read it wrong. I saw that there was the +3 and I said, okay, maybe I should take it off. And it ticked up and some of the next thing pulled and I said, okay, the pressure is going through, so I'm going to keep it on. But then the pressure didn't stay on, it came off and I should have taken it off at that point. But when you get +3, there are people taking profits for sure. And in order for it to keep going, that pressure, that, you know, generally speaking, having a big offer following it down, which we didn't get today, by the way, you've got to have that there, or the imbalances can kind of help you know too, because there's robots out there that are taking 2 to 3 ticks. Like they know that the average range is 4 and they're taking 3 to guarantee that they get it. Contributes to the liquidity picture of there being more resistance above the market, which could entice traders to sell against your long position. Yeah. Although today I really feel like we just had some big players that just did what they were going to do and kind of made it really difficult to know what it was actually going to do until it did it. And if you were like me and you were in the wrong position or you mismanaged a trade, and then when they did it, quote unquote, right here, was really should have just had a stop order in there and sold it and waited for the imbalance to unwind. That's how you play that one. That's why it's kind of, you know, that's where the scalping I think is useful. So you've got to know where the risk reward is right, and you've got to know when to be patient, and you've got to know when you're too early. Everything is two-sided, yeah. This for sure is. See, yeah, when I look at a market like this, I kind of wonder, you know, how much, if you took a poll of everybody that traded today, at the beginning of the day, and they said, I want to buy today, or I want to sell today, like that's my general bias, what it would actually come out to be, like what would the percentage be? Would it be 55%? Would it straight up be 50%? Because I mean, look, the volume balanced back out, right? Like look at the overall, for the overall session, the cumulative delta is even, but we moved down significantly. So it's like a big trader came in and said, I'm gonna sell this. Okay, I'm out. And then it's back up. And everybody took off. This is just traders trading. And it moved. It's kind of interesting. But when it's like that, you know, it makes it, it's a harder trade. Even though there's definitely some good opportunities and you can definitely see in the order flow. It's a harder trade, I think, than when there's fundamental news and the big institutions are coming in and pushing it a certain direction, and you just know that it's going to go to that direction and they're going to keep pushing it until it gets to certain levels. That's easy trade. That's what I prefer. Anyways, I'm babbling. I feel like I'm babbling, but I enjoy talking to you guys. It's nice to know that somebody cares when I only make $6 in a day. All right. I'll catch you guys later.